Hey guys, it's Lavender here. Welcome back to my channel. It's Lavender here, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 20 favorite books of all time video. I decided to make this video because I've been seeing like a lot of people do their favorite books of all time videos, and so that's what I decided to do, honestly. This took me a while. I'm not the biggest bookworm, but I do enjoy a good read and a good book. You know, a good book and a good read when I have time. So yeah, and I'm going to give the reasons why I like this book, and sorry that I'm not in front of the camera and I'm just doing a voiceover. I'm getting ready for Vlogmas and there's a lot going on here right now, so yeah. So let's get started into this countdown. At number 20, I like the Asada book. Sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. I'm really bad at pronouncing anyone's names, so yeah. I like this book because it just exposes the fact that why the police are like the enemy of the working class and the people of color, and how the United States is the enemy, and it's a very, I guess, good read as in anti-capitalism and stuff like that. So if you're into politics and you want to get into anti-capitalism and communism, I would recommend this book, so yeah. At number 19, it is 12 Years a Slave. I just love this book. I love the movie a lot. The movie is what made me read the actual book, because I did not know it was based on a book until a while ago. So yeah, I really like this book. It's really sad. It reads more like a story about his life rather than a novel, because people were complaining about it not reading like a they were complaining that it was reading like a novel, but I think it reads like his life story, and I just like life story books and autobiographies and stuff like that. So if you want to watch a Black history book based on a real life event, this is a good book for you, so yeah. And number 18 is The Phantom Prince, My Life with Ted Bundy. As you guys know, I am really big into true crime and psychology and sociology and things like that. I wanted a different perspective when it came to true crime books or whatever. Like this is written by Elizabeth Kendall, who is Ted Bundy's girlfriend. I just wanted a more inner circle type of book when it came to true crime or whatever. Someone a little closer to the serial killer or whatever. And this is actually a really good book. It goes through how her life is with him, Ted Bundy, and how her daughter's life, Molly, in the updated version, she gives her part too. So if you are into true crime, this is a must-have to check out, so yeah. At number 17 is Anne Frank's Diary. I really like this book. I don't really feel like I need to explain this. I just like this book a lot, so yeah. At number 16 is Picture of the Hollis Woods. I really like the Hallmark movie of this, and it's just an amazing book. It's a really sad but yet beautiful book at the same time, so yeah. At number 15, it is the Photo Art Vanishing National Geographic book. I really like this book. I wanted to buy it, but unfortunately hardback books are so expensive. They're anywhere from $40 to $100. It's really expensive when I went to Barnes & Noble. But I got to actually read it, the whole thing, basically, just by opening up and just reading about it and stuff. I want to get it eventually, maybe in the future, I don't know. But I really like this book a lot. It brings awareness to, animals that are on the brink of extinction, and how efforts are being to save them and stuff. So if you're into science and earth and space science and stuff and nonfiction books, I recommend to check this out. So yeah. At number 14 is The Big Cats and Their Fossil Relatives. Honestly, if we're technically going to be speaking, my favorite animal, genre, I guess, would be the cat family, honestly, as a whole. And if you are into earth and space science, this is a good book to check out. It's all about the big cats and their fossil relatives from the Ice Age and stuff like that, etc., etc. So if you're into science, I would recommend checking that out, so yeah. At number 13, it is Eruption, The Untold Stories of Mount St. Helens. I like this book because it exposes capitalism, basically, and why capitalism is so bad. It exposed how the logging company was doing anything for money and how greedy they were, and how capitalism destroys the environment, and how green capitalism will not save anything, basically, and a bunch of other stuff. So if you are into real life disaster events, earth and space science, etc., nonfiction books, I would recommend checking this out, so yeah. At number 12, it is Warrior Cats, Warriors Into the Woods with Tiger Star and Sasha. I am a huge fan of Warrior Cats, or at least I was. That's the main reason why I ever got on YouTube. I don't know if I told this story on YouTube before, but my first time ever joining YouTube was because of the Warrior Cat community, and I just wanted to join YouTube to see other people that had the same interest in me and Warrior Cats and stuff. I really like this comic. It's my favorite comic out of the Warrior Cat series, so if you are into cat like books, fiction books or whatever, I recommend checking this out. And then at number 11 is another Warrior Cat book. It is my favorite Super Edition book. It is called Warriors Super Edition Sky Clan's Destiny. It's just basically a book about the bringing back Sky Clan, a clan that was technically extinct that came back, and their journey from that. So yeah, if you're into Warrior Cats, I recommend checking that out. It's a really good book if you are into like fantasy, like Warrior Cats living in the wild, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then at number 10 is, I know this is a children's book, but it is called Charletta's Kittens. This is another one of my all-time favorite like books of all time. I just love it so much. It was part of my childhood. I lost the book physically. I don't know where it went, but it's just such a beautiful, awesome like kid read book or whatever, children's read book, and it just stuck with me, and I always think back to it. And so if you're into cat like fiction books, I recommend checking this out. So yeah. And at number 9, it is Tyrannosaurus Sue. It's about a horrible situation that happened, and how the government has too much power and stuff, and how greed pushes people over the limits, and capitalism and stuff too. It's all about a fossil, like the biggest T-Rex fossil that was ever found, and people are fighting over it and stuff, and just money and greed and stuff. So if you are into, like, again, non-fiction books about dinosaurs or prehistoric animals, this is a good read, so I recommend this book a lot. It's probably my favorite science book, as in non-fiction, so yeah. And at number 8 is Into the Wild. I like this book a lot. It's based on a true story. It's based on the movie Into the Wild that I think came out in 2007. It's a really good read, but it's really, really extremely sad. I recommend watching the movie and reading the book, so yeah. At number 7 is Picture Maker. I am really big into, like, my favorite genre as in fictional books is probably historical fiction, especially like native fiction in particular. So yeah, if you're into native fiction, check that out. And at number 6, it's Watership Down. I really love the film. I just love everything about this. It's like amazing. If you're into fictional like animal books, I recommend checking this out. This is probably one of the best animal books ever written, so yeah. And number 5 is Field Day. Field Day is my second favorite movie, so it has to be in my top favorite books. So yeah, very good read if you're into cats and justice and drama and, you know, murder mystery. It's a really good book. It's based on fictional cats and the film Field Day, so if you're into that, check it out. Number 4 is The Last Unicorn. This is my favorite movie of all time. It's just such a beautiful story. It's like so beautiful but yet so sad at the same time. And number 3 is The Communist Manifesto. I mean, where would I be without this book? Like, this book, along with like all like the comrades, like, you know, like Karl Marx, Frederick Engels, Lenin, Stalin, Thomas Sankara, etc., Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, things like that. Like, I would not be a communist if it wasn't really for them. I would have never really gotten into politics and philosophy and stuff, and this is a big part of my philosophy. I am a Marxist-Leninist, and I do believe in communism, and I will be a Marxist-Leninist for the rest of my life, so yeah. That's all I have to say about that. And at number 2 is Daughter of Kura. This book is basically about Neanderthals, and it's like a fictional Neanderthal, like, fiction, like historical fiction, like, book. If you're into humans of the past or things like that, Earth and space science, I recommend checking this fictional book out. It's so amazing. I loved it so much. I just love it, so yeah. And number 1, my favorite book of all time, number 1 is Dreamweaver. I love this book a lot. I look back and reflect on it a lot. It's about a family that lives in Greenland, like an Inuit family. It's a native family that lives in Greenland, and they're struggling to survive and all the drama that comes with it and stuff. And so if you are into historical nonfiction books about natives and stuff like that and indigenous people, this is a book I would check out. It's such an amazing read. I really don't like long books in really particular, but I actually made it through this book, and I just love it so much. I have never come across any book like this. It's my favorite book that I've ever read. Like, it doesn't get boring to me personally. It just continues to make me want to read more about it and stuff. And like, it like puts you in the setting of it. Like, you can dream being in the book. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys. See you next video.